just to let you guys know, we'll soon be arriving in Nottingham.
Okay, thank you. But what is there to do in Nottingham?
There's plenty of things to do in Nottingham. Where can I begin?
Many do wonder what Nottingham has to offer to tourists. We're going to be covering the sum of Nottingham's finest, from nightlife to sport to Nottingham's great history. We spoke to a mix of tourists and locals on the streets of Nottingham to gather more insight into how people feel about Nottingham. We got some diverse answers. Two tourists, Christine and Kira, at the Robin Hood statue had many things to say, such as how friendly the community is.
Are you from Nottingham?
No.
What has your experience of tourism in Nottingham been like so far?
I found it's been exciting and everybody is extremely friendly.
What is the one thing that stands out to you the most about Nottingham's tourism?
I'd say the people and the history.
Yeah.
Others in Nottingham had a chance to share their opinions. We spoke to individuals about their experiences of the nightlife.
What's like your favourite club you go to?
To be fair, mine was Rock City back in the days.
What is your favourite part about Nottingham, and if family came down, what would you recommend for them to go visit?
If my family come down, I'd say just go out to a couple of bars in town.
Nottingham's history is one of great significance within the UK, and because of this, mass amounts of tourists visit Nottingham in search of a journey back in time.
Do you think there's enough for tourists, for people that want to visit here?
Yeah, there's quite a few tourist places, to be fair. You've got the castle, haven't you?
What do you think of Robin Hood?
Oh yeah, he's alright, he's a nice guy.
The community is a fantastic way to gain further insight into Nottingham's tourist attractions. However, why not speak to a professional? We spoke to Professor Marina Novelli from Nottingham University, whose opinion plays a massive part as she has over 20 years of experience in teaching marketing and tourism, while also being the director of the Sustainable Travel and Tourism Advanced Research Centre. During our meeting with Professor Novelli, she provided minds of insight into Nottingham's tourism.
In your opinion, what does Nottingham offer to tourists that would make them come here over anywhere else?
That's a very interesting question. Well, I only recently moved to Nottingham, so I'm actually exploring the city myself. And of course, when I moved from the southeast up here to Nottingham, it was obvious that everybody is very much aware about Nottingham because of Robin Hood. Right? So Robin Hood seems to be the reason why Nottingham is widely known internationally. Interestingly, when I arrived here, I was a bit surprised to see that actually the iconic figure of Robin Hood is not as exploited as he could be for either the local market, the regional market, the national market, or the international market, if that matters. And actually, I'm told that in the past, there were a lot of activities and a lot of events and experiences that were kind of themed around the Robin Hood experience, but unfortunately for different reasons, particularly after during COVID, a lot of those have been dropped. Sometimes for lack of funding, sometimes because obviously some people had to look at alternatives. So again, it wouldn't be unique to Nottingham and to the Robin Hood experience. It's something that has been very much kind of negative implications of the pandemic. And also one thing that needs to be considered is that the city of Nottingham is actually located in quite an interesting natural space as well. You've got forests at the footsteps. You've got the Sherwood Forest. You've got many other natural areas which are beautiful natural spaces where again local people use for like dog walking or local activities, health related activities, but from a more cohesive point of view could really be part of what Nottingham could potentially offer.
So interestingly, Professor Novelli provided some insight which echoes the voice of public opinion. She alluded to high prices, attraction of green spaces and the prominence of Robin Hood. In addition to our interview with Professor Novelli, we also spoke to the Visitor Economy Manager at the County Council, Laura Simpson. What do you believe tourists look for in a visit to Nottingham?
Nottingham is well set up for business tourism. So if you've got a conference on, you stay in for, midweek, you can add on a show or, you stay onto that.
Okay.
I also think it's good. It's well set up for sports tourists. So if you're coming to see Forest or County or the Panthers at the Ice Arena or anything like that,
Yeah.
or touch rugby. I think it's well set up for that.
Yeah, business tourists kind of look more for kind of conference and stuff like that. Sports tourists more look for stuff like City Ground, Meadow Lane, Trent Bridge, Panthers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously families, it's a little bit more difficult apart from, like you said, the little Christmas market and everything else.
Yeah. And also you'd think having something like Robin Hood, which is so family orientated, you think there would be a Robin Hood family friendly offer.
What do you think Nottingham's biggest strength is?
By far and away, the biggest audiences come through for sport.
Yeah, okay.
So it's absolutely massive. When Trent Bridge is playing the Ashes or when Nottingham Forest is playing a big match, the hotels are full. So there's only 3,800 hotel rooms in the city. So if you get a big event like that where they're actually having to come, where they're coming to stay over, there's not enough rooms to accommodate them. So they're having to stay in places like Leicester, Loughborough, Derbyshire, and travel in because the infrastructure in the cities just isn't there.
If you were to, plan for the future of Nottingham's tourist, sector, what improvements kind of would you make? What would you change? Anything like that?
I think we're missing a huge trick on Robin Hood. One of the appeals of him is that no one owns him. Yeah. No one, anybody could set up a Robin Hood tour, anybody could set up a Robin Hood cafe or an attraction, anybody could do it because it's a global brand with no copyright, no intellectual, we couldn't do it for McDonald's or the Disney Park because they have got businesses behind them that are pushing those. But with Robin Hood, there's nobody owns it. I think the problem is it's part of his appeal, but part of the downfall that there's no business behind that pushing.
Both Professor Novelli and Laura Simpson highlighted the underuse of Robin Hood as a target area for the tourist sector within Nottingham. During our investigation, we found the total value of tourism in Nottingham as a city and a county in 2023 reached an outstanding economic impact of £2.36 billion, marking a 15.4% increase from the previous period. In 2023, Nottingham and Nottinghamshire welcomed 34.33 million visitors, an increase of 4.12%. The average spend per visitor continues to climb as well, with an overall rise of 10.81%, with each visitor contributing £68.94 with each trip. Thank you for watching our documentary. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. Let us know what you think of the tourist industry within Nottingham.